right, next up we have Trevor Turnbull. Trevor is a sports business consultant who delivers the tools, training, and strategies required to help his clients monetize their online brand. Trevor's passion for the sports industry began while consulting with the Calgary Stampeders during the 2009 CFL season, when he spearheaded the development of an award-winning social media-driven website called Stamps Connect. His company, T3 Connect Sports Marketing, combines traditional and social media strategies to enhance sales, marketing, and fundraising efforts by incorporating online influencers, integrating sponsors, and activating fans. Please welcome Trevor Turnbull.
So my original dry run of this presentation took about 35 minutes, so if I'm talking a little bit fast, that's why.
And if I stand up, that's a signal.
Okay, sounds good. So just to get started, my transitions didn't work, but I'm going to talk about the sequence of everything here as we go along. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself first, because some of you people might know who I am. Others might be seeing me or meeting me for the very first time right now. So I'm going to jump back 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I was defined as a hockey player. So I was a kid who wanted to end up eventually playing in the NHL, just like a lot of young kids, right? And I had some success. I played university hockey at the University of Saskatchewan, but I very quickly realized that that was as close as I was going to get to the Stanley Cup as a player. So I decided to focus instead on my education. So I got done that degree, a degree in marketing from the University of Saskatchewan, and I was thinking, now what? What am I going to do? I got to go find a job, right? So I went into sales, and the first couple of years of sales for me involved learning the old school traditional way of selling. So it was a lot of cold calling. It was a lot of do whatever you got to do to make the sale happen. And I was starting to feel like this guy, just a little bit, and I didn't like that. So fast forward about 4 years, and I had the opportunity to work with the Calgary Stampeders. And with them, I helped them integrate social media into their game day strategies, their sales, their marketing, and their sponsorship. And from there, I saw this incredible opportunity to get involved in the sports industry. So I launched a website called SportFan Connect, and I documented how the unique relationship of sports and fans was being affected by social media. And it allowed me to connect with people like the people on the photo on the left there. Tom Jolie, senior sports writer for the New York Times. Kathleen Hessert is best known, she's the lady in the photo on the left there, best known as the lady that got Shaquille O'Neal on Twitter. I got to meet Brett Wilson at the 2009 Grey Cup. I met him on Twitter. All these things were my wow moment. They were those moments where you just realized that Twitter and all of these different social tools were a game changer. And since then, I've had the opportunity to work with some great professional sports teams with different sporting events, university programs, and now I currently work with Travis Lulay, the BC Lions quarterback. And I work with him in securing sponsorship as well as aligning him with the right nonprofits. So what I'm talking about here is personal branding. That was a long introduction about me, but there's a meaning to it. So I went from being known as a hockey player to being known as a sales guy to now being privileged to be able to sit up here and speak on a panel with people that obviously have way more experience than me in the sports industry. And I feel very fortunate for that. But it wasn't a mistake. Everything that I did was strategically planned, and I used social media as a tool to build my personal brand. So what does it have to do with professional athletes? So if you look at myself and Travis, what's the difference between us aside from the fact that he can throw a football way better than I can? We both like to go fishing, and we both like to hang out with our friends on the weekends and go in the outdoors. And when push comes to shove, we can both cut a rug on the dance floor. The point is that professional athletes are real people. They're just like me and you, and what social media does is it gives them that platform to connect with fans so that people see them for who they really are, aside from just somebody who puts on a football helmet and goes and plays football every week. People want to connect with people. They don't want to connect with logos, and we've seen this time and time again with a lot of these athletes. They're reaching out. They're giving people behind-the-scenes access into their lives. And the biggest difference between somebody like myself and these professional athletes is basically comes down to social influence. So these guys have a certain amount of affinity. They have a fan base. And social media allows them to build that fan base so that they can establish the reach. And that reach has influence for nonprofits and a lot of value for sponsors. So let's talk about some benefits from an athlete perspective. Obviously, they can control their own brand. I don't know if anybody saw this, but Shaquille O'Neal just retired from the NBA recently, and he announced it on Twitter. So the traditional media sources did not get first wind of this. He put together a short little 20-second video, and he blasted it out to his Twitter followers. It allows them to connect with fans. Leo Messi, I don't know if anybody would know who he is, but he's a huge international soccer star who plays for FC Barcelona. About a month ago, he launched his Facebook page, and he got 7 million likes in 7 hours, and which broke records. It's unofficial records, but this is, you know, he was getting more likes quicker than people like Lady Gaga and President Obama. It's just ridiculous. And to put it into context, he has over 16 million likes on his Facebook page right now. FC Barcelona's team has 17 million. So he's almost at that same level as the whole team. And so this is massive reach and affinity. And it's probably a little tough to see here, but here's one of the posts he put up. He put 3 pictures of his shoes up there and got 200,000 likes and 30,000 comments. Like, people are just dying to engage and hear from this guy. And this isn't really engagement. This is just posting a photo up. Imagine if he was actually talking with the fans. Securing sponsorships. So there's obviously a lot of value from a sponsor perspective. And we see a lot of very proactive sponsors that are starting to leverage this. Red Bull's a great example. They have a number of athletes that they represent, and they really tie in their social promotion with them. It allows them to scale their philanthropies. So Steve Nash is a perfect example. There's a lot of content on here, but Steve's got 500,000 Twitter followers. And the events that happened a couple of days ago, where the city came together and cleaned up and gave the city a good reputation again, he was able to help spread the word, and people appreciated it. There was hundreds of people that were retweeting this message. This helps increase the brand for the city as a whole. Career after sports is another obvious benefit. And this was a shocking stat that I found. 75% of NFL players are broke, divorced, or unemployed 5 years after retiring. And Chad Ochocinco, if anybody knows who he is, has taken his football career to Dancing with the Stars. And, you know, it's that life after football. These guys' careers, especially in the NFL, might be 8 to 10 years. There's a lot of life left to live. That fan base that he's built up there will reap many rewards for years to come. A little closer to home, Trevor Linden just launched his new fitness clubs. And you can see here the top one has his Twitter account for the fitness clubs, and then his personal one. Which one do you think he's going to get more impact from? Which one do you think people want to talk to? They want to talk to the person, not to the logo. And anybody looking for a job in social media, he's hiring right now too, just so you know. So I'm going to leave you with this, because I'm talking about all of the benefits of, obviously, social media. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can talk about when it comes to the risks. And, you know, we're all adults here, so I didn't censor the language and stuff. But this is the kind of stuff that happens if the education's not there, the training's not there, the strategy's not there, and the policies are not in place by the teams. So this is a responsibility of the teams, the agents, and then consultants that work with them. Did I get under 7 minutes? Okay.